This is the Union Strata 2020. I just love saying 2020. 2021 is going to be a letdown. Those even years are always great. But anyways, to give you the summary, I've ridden this on more boards than I can mention in this video if you want me to end this at any time soon. And just look down below, there's just a litany of boards that I've ridden this binding with, and I genuinely love it and prefer it as one of my kind of mid-range bindings for really getting out there and you know, having a good time. It really blends with just about any board, from more aggressive free ride boards that require a little more turning, you know, some short fatties, all the way down to like fun mountain freestyle easy turning boards, or boards like my Capita Mercury here. This has a bigger ankle strap than the old Strata. If you put them together, it eclipses the old Strata, and I really like it. So what happened? You can see the evolution here. The Falcor got a new, beefier, bigger, stronger, meaner strap that's more responsive. The old Falcor said, hey little guy, why don't you borrow this one? And you can see it's almost the same strap. If you go like this. So it's basically got the Falcor strap of old. So it's got more responsive, more comfortable strap than the old Strata. And I know what I'll be asking Union for this fall. But everything else about this binding seems to be the same and act the same when you're on snow. You know, flex is still just nice and twisty, but when you pull back, it's really stiff. It's a little shorter than the Falcor. You know, if you size these up just right, you can see like the Falcor just is a little more, you know, a little more high back. The adjustability with this, I love. You know, you've got this is kind of a pain in the ass here and there. A lot of them twist and slide, but it's not terrible. It's toolless, so that's really all that matters. The heel loop, they don't have a toe ramp that comes in and out, or a gas pedal that goes in and out like the Union Atlas there. However, they do have an adjustable heel loop. And what I also like is you can also do some high back rotation, which I did, and I love that. That way it just lines up better with the board when you're on it, and better with the heel side, and it has a much more smoother turn initiation edge, more symmetrical turn initiation on your heel side and your toe side, and I really like that. And you know, you can adjust the you know, you can move this up or down if you like forward lean. Having such wonderfully even featured calves, I hate forward lean. It just bites right into them and really hurts. But if your calves are less than mine, then you can do that. But you're probably so much more of a person in so many other ways, so it doesn't matter. You can really center your boot on this binding without much compromise. And I found that if I pushed it all the way in with my size 8.5 Adidas Tactical ADVs, this just fit just enough on the gas pedal to make this good. But I wouldn't go with 8 reduced footprints boots under size 8.5 with this binding, because my 8.5s are almost like 7.5s or 8s, and it just barely fit in there. So but this can work with just about anybody without much compromise, and so it's a good way to dial out the boot centered here. Then you can turn, instead of sliding your discs, you know, heel to edge, toe to heel, you can turn them from tip to tail and slide them that way and really dial out your stance with adjustability. It's not quite as good adjustability wise as the Atlas, but it's a trade-off. You're getting a really damp footbed. You're getting a different ankle strap. You're getting a different kind of feel underfoot, a little more buttery, but yet damp and buttery at the same time, which is pretty cool. But it's very adjustable. It's not super adjustable, but it's on the, most people can get this dialed out right. Now, you know, the ratchet system's super smooth. I've been riding Unions almost primarily for 2 years now, and riding them a lot in the past, owning a lot, and they really have dialed in their ratchets to the point where they're just some of the best in the business. They always work, they always come off super easy. They've got this little thing here with gloves on. You hit this and it just pops right off, and it's really easy to get them on. These are new, but you can see like my old Stratas right here, you know, they just come on and off so easy. And then boot support. Yeah, these toe straps are amazing. They're sticky, they're powerful. They wrap right on the toe or on the top. Either way, no problem. But if you put them over the toe, like out here, and push it in, it really sucks you into the heel cup. And then this new, bigger, more supportive ankle strap, you know, it still can bend in here. So if you want some movement, that's not really how you move, but you know what I mean. If you want some movement, you can get it with these and also get more support. So there's great support without compromising freedom of movement too much for butterability and stuff like that. This still makes the board move, and you can move around and have a good time. If you want a lot of freedom, then you want like the Contact Pro with its thinner ankle strap. You know, in terms of comfort, very comfortable, even more comfortable than my old Stratas, just because of this new ankle strap. This was my favorite ankle strap in Union's line on the Falcor last year, until they brought in that one. Now I like that one even more on the new Falcor. But this is a great ankle strap to have on the Strata, and it balances it out really well. It gives you a little more support. Sometimes in uneven snow, it wasn't anywhere near as bad as like old ankle straps of Union's past, but I could definitely feel like I wouldn't have minded a little more support here and there, where this one I've never felt that way, especially comparing the two on several different boards. Turn initiation, very good turn initiation. Almost there with the Atlas. I would say the more I ride the two at the same day on the same board, the more I feel the Atlas has just a little more power edge to edge, but it's really close. And where you might lose a touch of turn initiation with this, you get it back with the dampness and its unique feel and its butterability. So it's pretty close to the Atlas. A little bit further back from the Falcor, but now they both feel just as damp underfoot. And then I would say just the all-around feel, the turning experience, the butterability, the feel underfoot. This is very easy to butter. It's not as easy as those like really soft foam, EVA foam, like my Super Pros or the Contact Pros. Those still butter a board just a little bit better than this. This rubber kind of like hinders the board's ability to flex underfoot just a little bit, but they're still really close to like bindings like Burton Reflex, which are some of the most flexy. They allow the board to flex naturally underfoot, and this is almost right there with them. So that's pretty cool. And it's just got this damp but playful feel that just blends with any kind of board. If you want to charge, this really absorbs chatter, especially if you pair it up with something like the Adidas Tactical ADV. You're really creating a buffer between all that shit that's going on at high speeds and nastiness underneath you, and that's a great thing. And the shock absorption's pretty good. It's definitely stiffer stuff going on here, but it's soft almost all the way through and really absorbs shock if you're gonna, you know, land flat, do bad. Yeah, there are better, more shock absorbent bindings out there, but it's definitely on the upper tier. So all in all, look, I love the Strata. The adjustability is enough for me. You can even just flip these out and hand it to your bigger booted friend and let them ride it, or put this in like this instead of unscrewing this. it just does so many great things that it's just a highly recommendable binding for somebody who might not want something as responsive and powerful as the Falkor, or they don't have the money for it, or they want more high back rotation. This is the call. Or if they want something a little more buttery, a little more freestyle, while still having a damp board. This dampens the board underfoot, but still allows you to butter it. That stiffens the board underfoot and doesn't feel as damp. So it evens out, you know what I mean? You have a stiffer board underfoot, but you don't have this just rubbery, chunderbustery dampness. So this makes the board feel a little softer though. But all in all, you've got just such a good binding and such a fun binding. I'm glad I own 3 pairs, and I'm probably gonna grab another and retrofit my Stratas.